Welcome back to the Den of Nerds. I am Josh, and I saw the Fantastic Four. I haven't done a script. This is kind of off the cuff. Just want to give you my raw reaction to the film. The movie's incredible. I mean, you're hearing that from a lot of folks, but it's true. Like, it's really good. It's surprisingly good. It's good in ways that I didn't expect. The emotional anchor of the family, but also just Franklin Richards. Like, I'm not going to go into spoilers here, but you guys know Franklin Richards is a massive part of this movie. Even I was surprised, though, at how important he was to the film. From like the very opening scene, it's basically all about them getting pregnant and having to face the reality of being parents, with the added element, of course, of being the Fantastic Four public figures, but also the dangers of potentially like what the cosmic rays did to their DNA and what could happen with their son. The cast is absolutely incredible. You've heard that, but it's absolutely true. Surprisingly for me, Reed and Pedro wasn't the best part. Like, a lot of people are like, oh dude, Pedro is Reed, and he is, but to me he is because of really strong writing around him and really strong performances around him. There were a couple of moments where other characters are commenting on Reed, and Reed's being a little hard on himself, but it's really the performance of these other characters and how they are reacting to Reed that kind of fill him out as a character. I don't know if that makes perfect sense, but like, to me, I was sitting back and I was like, oh dude, this is working. All of these people together feel incredible, but I never was like, oh shit, that's a peak Reed Richards moment. Like, oh my God, that's so Reed Richards from the performance of Pedro himself. I did have that feeling a couple of times, but it was created by other things around Pedro. The action is like unfucking believable. It is truly crazy, and it also looks great and has the feel and the sort of motif of the science fiction and the 60s kind of elements in it. Like, it literally kind of feels like Interstellar. Feels a little like the Alien movies back in the day. Like, there's just so much science fiction stuff that is put into this film. It was so fucking good, man. And it really feels like there's a mission in the middle of the movie. You know, a lot of people are going to talk about this because it's like, it's a key plot point, right? But it's also an incredible action set piece. And it feels so much like a comic book. The adventure, things going wrong, them having to react on the fly, Reed making some calculations, the plan seeming crazy, people having to trust him, Sue Storm showing us a little bit of the Malice energy, Johnny being Johnny, Ben being Ben. Like, oh my fucking God, it is perfect. Galactus is so damn good in this movie, not just in the middle part of the film, but also at the end of the movie, which is something I was worried about, right? Because it's easy to make something look really badass and sound really badass when you're kind of hiding it a bit, when you're kind of playing theatrics a little bit, right? When you actually have Galactus like show up on Earth, which is not a spoiler, that's in the trailers, right? But when he actually shows up, there's a lot of concern. There are all sorts of ways that could go wrong. Like, there's a lot of ways that could look goofy, look silly, and to my absolute fucking utter shock, it works. It looks great. He is dope as hell. I think the biggest complaint from folks is gonna be that we didn't get more of Galactus, because holy shit, dude, Galactus was fucking awesome. The Silver Surfer is great, dude. I love what they did with her and Johnny, and I think that just kind of obviously explains why they went with Shia LaBeouf instead of Nora and Rad. But the way they use her in the sequences is so brilliant. She's also really scary at some parts as well, because she can like phase through matter. She can just like enter their ship. She could technically grab Franklin out of Sue when Franklin's still inside of her. It was crazy, man. Really cool, really science fiction, really dope. The pacing of the movie is great. You kind of go from understanding the world, getting a feel for it all, kind of being like, oh man, okay, I get it. Like, all right. And then bam, you're like right into it. Silver Surfer shows up. It's really bad. They have to plan. They go try something. It doesn't work. They come back. They have to plan. Like, it just boom. And I was sort of left feeling like, and I explained this to my wife when we were driving back. This is the best way I can explain it. There's a small part of me that's like a little unfulfilled, only because this movie feels like the perfect first 5 issues of a new comic book story. Like, you know, that first sort of trade paperback story that's good, epic, but you know for sure the shit's gonna get way crazier in the next like 10 to 15 issues. That's kind of what Fantastic Four felt like, and I bet some people are feeling that a little bit more than others. If you're not like a super big comic book fan, you're not a super big fan of the Fantastic Four, you might be left here being like, man, I needed a little bit more. Like, I understand it's good, I just need a little bit more. I was kind of feeling that too. Like, I love this movie. It succeeds on everything it was trying to do, but there's a part of me that's like, oh man, I want more, dude. Like, I want to see what all the characters do next. I would love to see more of that space side of things because, of course, Galactus is really cool. You'd have to think about other big-time cosmic entities that are out there like Annihilus and what he might look like. Because damn, dude, Galactus looked cool as shit. But I guess that's good in a sense because we're about to get these characters in Doomsday. We're about to get these characters in Secret Wars. And dude, holy shit, do they have a really strong Fantastic Four. So we're about to go through some absolutely massive stories with Doctor Doom with a fucking awesome Fantastic Four team. Like, as a Marvel fan, that's probably the thing I'm most excited for was like, dude, the movie fucking nailed that. Sorry, I'm just swearing a lot. But the movie nailed that, dude, and I really needed that. Like, I needed that, especially going into these other movies. And the other thing that's kind of cool, I'll throw a bone and I'll throw a little bit of positivity towards Thunderbolts because, look, I know a lot of people were a little mixed on Thunderbolts. I love that movie. I think a lot of hardcore Marvel fans love the Thunderbolts movie. Didn't, perform crazy at the box office. But the one thing that's nice about that is we know those characters are also going to be in these next two Avengers movies. Like, dude, John Walker is awesome, man. He really earned his keep in the Thunderbolts movie, and so did a lot of those other characters. Bucky is awesome. He's back to being badass. So, dude, getting all of these characters mixed up together, like this Fantastic Four crew with these other characters, whoa, that's gonna be fun. I guess the last thing I'll say is the post-credit scene's good, right? There's kind of one that's like whatever, and there's one that's like a really big deal. It's the one everybody knows about, but I'm not gonna go into spoilers here, right? But it is what we thought it was. You're probably all gonna have different feelings about this. I actually really like the scene. When I saw some of the leak stuff for it in the description, I was like, that's it. Like, I don't really like it. When you watch the actual scene though, whoa, there's a lot going on there. And I think people are misinterpreting this scene a little bit. And I think it's going to open up the door for incredible possibilities for Secret Wars and for Doomsday. I don't think it's what a lot of people thought it was. Man, I'm kind of talking weird here, but it's because I don't want to give away the spoilers for it. But I guess what I'll say is I was satisfied as a Marvel fan of what this post-credit scene was, because it certainly gets you to ask a lot of questions and it gets you to think about where this could go. Another small thing I want to say here, and I can't get into like spoilers here, so I got to kind of be vague. By the way, we're going to do a spoiler chat tomorrow on the live stream. So at 11, maybe even earlier, just look out on Twitter or whatever. I'll go live on our live streaming channel tomorrow. Full spoiler conversation about the Fantastic Four. And one of the things we're going to get into tomorrow is that the Scoopers were wrong about a couple of really big things in this movie. And I actually love that. I'm actually super excited about that because for so long, I haven't really been surprised in a Marvel movie. I was surprised in this movie. There's one thing in particular they did that's so different than what the leaks were. And I was like, whoa, this is really, really freaking cool. So I'll talk more about that in the spoiler video and on the spoiler stream tomorrow. But all of that to say, Marvel is in a really interesting spot. The fact that they were able to do this and actually hide some of these reveals from the Scoopers means we can at least start to throw a little bit of doubt on what these Scoopers are saying. That's awesome because it opens up the door for speculation, something that this fandom, I think, has severely missed because of how crazy leaks have gotten. So this is good. Like, all around, such a good win for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We'll see what this movie does, right? I think it's going to probably do very well. But even if it levels out at like 500 million or 600 million, it's still a great entry. It's positive that these characters are going to be main characters in the next couple of Avengers movies. It's positive for the Marvel fandom because they're making quality shit once again. They're throwing off leakers. The road ahead looks truly so much better than it has for the past couple of years. So I think Marvel is actually back with this one, man. And I've never said that shit before. All right, guys, that's kind of like the raw reaction, the raw take. No notes, just raw. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video.